Welcome back, my alphas. You've returned to the battlefield, the one where masks are ripped away, where truth leaves scars deeper than any blade. You didn't come here for comfort. You came for clarity, for the cold edge of reality that slices through the lies you've been fed for far too long. And now, look at them, trembling, scrambling, drowning in the rot they once called righteousness. You exposed their true nature, and now it's eating them alive. That's what truth does. It doesn't just illuminate, it burns, it consumes. It lays waste to the fragile little fictions they built to shield themselves from consequence. And you lit the match. They thought you'd stay quiet, didn't they? Then you'd keep playing your part, smiling while they disrespected you, holding your tongue while they twisted your loyalty into a leash. But something inside you snapped. Or no, not snapped, awakened. You remembered who the hell you are. The moment you chose to stop pretending, to stop tolerating their venom disguised as virtue, they knew. They felt the temperature drop. They knew the game was up, and they panicked because they were never strong, only sheltered by your silence. Now the storm has come, and they don't know how to survive without you shielding them from their own reflection. Let them squirm. Let them drown in the very filth they projected onto others. The truth is a cruel thing when it's been buried for too long. It grows teeth. You didn't make them this way. You only showed the world who they always were. And now, stripped of their lies, they are exposed, bleeding, raw, unrecognizable. That's the power you hold. You tore away the illusion, and in its place, you left the ugly truth to rot in the open. You didn't need revenge. You didn't need to scream. You just needed to stop playing along, and that was enough to shatter them. Now their guilt devours them in silence. Their conscience, if they ever had one, is turning on them like a rabid dog. You didn't destroy them. You let them destroy themselves. And yet I know there's a part of you that still hesitates. That voice in the dark corner of your mind whispering, "Was I too harsh? Let me tell you something. Number, you were not too harsh. You were too patient, too forgiving, too willing to believe that maybe, just maybe, they'd change. But they didn't. They never intended to. They thrived off your doubt, your hesitation, your compassion. They sharpened their blades while you gave them the benefit of the doubt. So no, you weren't too harsh. You were finally honest. And honesty is a terrifying thing to those who've built their kingdoms on deceit. You don't owe them your silence anymore. You don't owe them peace. What you owe is to yourself, your sanity, your strength, your soul. You gave them enough, more than enough. And what did they do? They spat on your loyalty. They twisted your kindness into weakness. But now the tables have turned. Now they're the ones under the spotlight, naked and squirming while the world watches. You didn't even need to destroy their reputation. You just stopped defending it. You let the truth breathe, and it did the rest. That's what real power is. Not loud, not chaotic, but inevitable. So let them choke on their own narratives. Let them try to rewrite history, while the ink of their own actions stains every page. The more they try to spin it, the tighter the noose of truth wraps around their throats. They're unraveling because they can't control the story anymore. You're no longer a character in their script. You've taken the pen and you're writing in blood. They thought they were the puppeteers, pulling your strings, but the stage is burning, and they're the ones caught in the blaze. You don't need to explain yourself. Let your silence be the scream that haunts them. There's a savage kind of justice in what's happening now. It's not about vengeance, it's about balance. The scales were tipped for too long. Now they swing back with brutal precision. And as they fall, piece by piece, they begin to understand. You were never the villain. You were the mirror. You didn't twist the truth. You simply stopped hiding it. And that alone was enough to collapse the fragile throne they sat on. That's the beauty of awakening. You don't have to lift a sword. You only have to open your eyes, and the empire of lies begins to crumble on its own. And don't be fooled by their new faces either. The sudden humility, the crocodile tears, the desperate attempts to rewrite their roles in your story. It's not remorse. It's survival instinct. They don't regret what they did. They regret that you're no longer playing dumb, that you stopped accepting crumbs, that you finally dared to walk away from their poison table. They'll tell the world you changed, that you became cold, harsh, dangerous. Let them. Because the truth is, you did change. You evolved. You sharpened. You remembered who you are. And now, you're untouchable. They don't fear your strength. They fear the reflection you cast. You are the consequence they never prepared for, the reckoning in flesh and blood. And they'll try to guilt you, to shame you, to paint you as unstable, ungrateful, too much. But it's all noise, all distraction, because deep down they know you're not broken, you're free. And that freedom, that terrifies them more than anything, because it means they've lost their grip. You slipped the leash, and now you walk with fire in your veins and steel in your spine, untethered and unafraid. This world doesn't belong to the masked. It belongs to the ones who rip the masks off and stare into the rot beneath. That's what you did. That's who you are. You didn't ask for war. But now that it's here, you've become something far more dangerous than a soldier. You've become the truth incarnate, and no lie can stand against that. No facade can outlast that. They can scream, they can smear, they can try to rebuild their image from the ashes, but the stench of exposure clings to them now, and it won't wash off, not ever. You mark them, not with vengeance, but with revelation. Keep walking. Don't look back. Let the ruins fall behind you. Let them echo with the cries of those who once fed on your silence. You've outgrown that version of yourself, the obedient one, the passive one, the one who swallowed their words and called it peace. That person served their purpose. They protected your core while you gathered strength. But now you wear your scars like armor. Now you speak with a voice forged in fire, and the world listens, not because they want to, but because they have no choice. You've earned your rage. You've earned your detachment. You've earned the right to walk away from anyone who mistook your grace for permission. Let them choke on their own lies. Let them watch as the smoke of their deceit billows into the air, thick and suffocating. The image they built is disintegrating with every second. Every moment they spend trying to save their reputation, they're digging themselves deeper into the grave they've prepared for others. Theirs is a world of shadows and false smiles. Yours is one of harsh reality. You saw through it all, through the facade, through the whispers, through the lies so delicately woven around you. And when you took that first step into the light of truth, you took back everything they ever tried to steal from you. You were the underdog, the overlooked one, the quiet one who sat in the corner and endured. You were the one they thought would always bend, would always break, would always forgive. They underestimated the storm brewing inside you. They underestimated your ability to withstand the pressure. They underestimated your resolve. And now it's too late. Now, they can't stop the wheels of karma that are already set in motion. They can't undo the damage they did when they mistook your patience for weakness. They can't take back the countless insults, the betrayal, the disregard for your worth. They can't silence the truth that now lives in the air like poison. And you feel it, don't you? the power surging within you. It's different now. It's deeper, more dangerous. The chains are gone. The silence is gone. You've tasted freedom, and now you know what it is to be truly untethered. You don't owe them explanations. You don't owe them peace. You don't even owe them your empathy. Because when you gave them the benefit of the doubt, when you tried to save them, when you placed your trust in them, and they trampled it, that was your last act of kindness. After that, there is no going back. Look at them now. They're scrambling, desperately trying to fix their image, trying to rewrite history, trying to play the role of the victim in the story they created. But they can't outrun the truth. They can't escape the damage they've done. And they're realizing too late that you're no longer their pawn. You're no longer the fool who danced to their tune. You're the force that exposed them, the wrecking ball they never saw coming. They're stuck in their own lies, trapped in the web of deceit they wove so carefully, so effortlessly. But you're free, free from their manipulation, free from their judgment, free from their control. The mask has come off, and what they wanted to hide from the world, you've revealed. And now, they can't run, they can't hide, they can't spin their way out of the consequences. All they can do is watch as their own hypocrisy devours them from the inside out. They tried to feed off your insecurities, off your fears, off your kindness. They thought they could drain you dry and walk away unscathed. But they didn't count on your strength. They didn't count on your awakening. They didn't count on the part of you that can no longer tolerate their lies. And now, they're losing everything. Their power, their influence, their respect. It's all slipping through their fingers like sand. Every lie they told to climb higher is now weighing them down, pulling them into the abyss they tried to keep hidden from the world. The very things they thought made them untouchable are now their chains, dragging them deeper into the darkness. The more they try to cover their tracks, the more the truth shines brighter. The more they run, the more they realize. There's no escaping it. Do you feel it? The stillness. The quiet that comes before the storm. That's the space where you stand now. The world is watching. They're waiting. And while they wait, they're looking for weakness. They're looking for the cracks, the moments when you might falter, when you might second guess your decision to expose the truth. But you won't falter. You won't doubt. Because deep down, you know this was the only way. You've seen the destruction that silence and complacency cause. You've felt the toll it takes on your spirit, on your soul. And you know that the moment you allowed yourself to step into your own power, to speak the truth without hesitation, everything changed. You're no longer playing the same game. You're on an entirely different level now. And it's beautiful, isn't it? Watching them crumble, watching them squirm, watching them lose the very thing they held so tightly to, their false sense of superiority. Watching them realize that the kingdom they built on lies is now falling to the ground, brick by brick. They thought they were safe. They thought they could destroy you, manipulate you, bend you to their will. But in the end, it was their own arrogance, their own hubris that brought them down. They were so sure that they could control the narrative, that they could control you, that they never even considered the possibility that you might be stronger than they ever imagined. And now they're fighting for their lives. Not physically, no, not in the traditional sense. But they're fighting for their reputation. They're fighting for their ego. They're fighting to save the illusion of their power. But it's too late. The truth has already been spoken. The damage has already been done. They can scream. They can beg. They can try to rewrite history, but the world sees them for what they really are now, and the world will never forget. You've done more than expose them. You've shattered their illusion of invincibility. You've taken away their shield and left them exposed to the elements, vulnerable to the same people they once manipulated. They will never be able to hide again. They will never be able to walk into a room with the same sense of superiority they once held. They will never be able to deceive anyone with the same ease they once did. Because you took that power from them. You stripped it away and left them to face the consequences of their own actions. And now, the question becomes, what will you do with this power? What will you do now that you've exposed the lies and watched them fall apart? You could let them continue to fall, to spiral into their own self-destruction. But that's not the question, is it? The real question is, what will you build in their place? What empire will you create when the ruins of their world lie before you? Will you rise from the ashes and claim your own victory, your own power? Will you forge your own path, unburdened by their chains? The answer is simple. Yes, you will. You've already started. You've already taken the first steps into the unknown, into a world where you are the master of your own fate. And now, as the wreckage of their lives burns behind you, you walk forward, knowing that the only limits that exist are the ones you impose on yourself. You're no longer bound by anyone else's rules, by anyone else's expectations. You have shattered their world, and now you create your own. Let them fall. Let them crumble into dust. You've already won. And as you watch their empire collapse, you realize that the victory wasn't just about exposing them. It was about freeing yourself from their grip, freeing yourself from the chains that once held you back, freeing yourself from the lies you believed. And now, with nothing but the truth in your hands, you stand tall, unstoppable, unbreakable. Your journey has just begun. The road ahead is not one of comfort or ease. No, this path you've chosen is one where only the strong survive. You didn't come this far to remain stagnant, to rest in the shadow of past victories. That's not who you are. That's not the power you've claimed for yourself. No, your journey is one of relentless growth, of breaking boundaries, of never being content with anything less than greatness. And now, with the walls they built around you crumbling at your feet, you stand taller than ever before. The horizon before you is not a place for the weak, the complacent, or the cowardly. It's for those like you, those who choose to rise, no matter the cost. Those who recognize that the world doesn't hand out power, it must be seized. And you've already proven that you're willing to take it. The power to destroy is easy. It's in every act of vengeance, every slap of retribution, every furious outburst. But to build, to construct a new reality from the ashes of the old, that's something else entirely. It's a game that requires more than just strength. It requires vision. It demands discipline. It requires an unshakable belief in yourself, even when the world seems determined to tear you down. But you've passed every test, every betrayal, every failure, every lie that tried to break you, you've overcome it. And now, you understand the truth in a way that they never will. You understand that the true power lies not in what's taken from you, but in what you choose to build with what remains. They don't know what it is to rise from nothing, to reclaim your soul from the depths of despair, to pick yourself up when the world laughs in your face, when they tell you that you're finished. They don't know what it takes to claw your way from the darkness into the light, to emerge stronger, sharper, and more dangerous than ever before. But you do. You've lived it. You've walked through that fire. And now, you know the price of survival. You know what it costs to build something real in a world full of illusion. They can't touch you anymore. not in the ways they once did. They can't play their games. They can't twist your emotions. They can't manipulate your will. And that's because you've seen the truth. You've exposed it. You've seen them for what they are, broken, flawed, and utterly powerless without the illusion they built around themselves. They no longer have the ability to shape your life, your destiny, or your future. They're nothing now, nothing but ghosts of the past, and they will remain trapped in that past while you continue to move forward, building your empire, forging your path. You've learned the art of detachment, the art of walking away from those who once held power over you. You've learned that not everything is worth your time. Not everyone deserves a place in your world. And that, my friend, is one of the most powerful lessons you could ever learn. It's easy to give your energy to every person who asks for it, to bend to the demands of others, but to truly master yourself, to truly harness the power you've unlocked within you, requires you to take control of who and what you allow into your life. The people who once fed off your energy, your kindness, your vulnerability, they have no place in your future. And as you continue to walk forward, you will see how the universe aligns with that new truth. When you remove toxic influences, when you remove those who only drain you, you create space for those who will elevate you, those who will support your growth, those who will stand by you as you rise to your rightful place at the top. The ones who try to tear you down, they will be left behind, like ashes scattered in the wind. Their voices will fade into the background, lost among the cacophony of their own failures. You don't need to worry about them anymore. You don't need to concern yourself with their pettiness, their desperation, their inability to see beyond their own egos. Their downfall was never your doing. It was the inevitable consequence of their own actions. They sowed the seeds of their destruction, and now they must reap what they've sown. You've built your foundation on something much more powerful than lies and deceit. You've built your foundation on truth. And truth has a way of always prevailing. The truth will follow them, even if they try to outrun it. They can try to change their narrative. They can try to pretend that nothing ever happened, but they cannot escape the scars you've left on them. They cannot outrun the damage they've done, the people they've wronged, the betrayal they've carried. It doesn't matter how far they run. It doesn't matter how many masks they put on. They will never be free of the truth that you exposed. The more they try to escape it, the more it will chase them, clinging to their every step, reminding them of who they really are. And when the truth is finally unavoidable, when it hits them square in the face, they will realize, with a sinking feeling in their stomachs, that they were never truly in control. It was always you. Always. And that is the gift you gave them. The gift of their own reflection. Because when you exposed them for what they were, you didn't just expose their lies, you exposed their weakness, their fragility. You forced them to see themselves for the first time in years. And that, my friend, is something they will never recover from. They will live in fear of being exposed again, in fear of the moment when the truth comes rushing back, when someone else sees through their facade. They'll never be able to hold their head high again, because every time they try, they'll remember your gaze, the moment you made them face what they really are. But you will walk forward with your journey is far from over. This is just the beginning. The battles you've won so far are nothing compared to the wars you will fight in the future. The truth you've uncovered is only a small piece of the larger puzzle you will continue to solve. The empire you are building is only in its infancy, but it will be a force to be reckoned with. It will stand tall, unyielding, as a testament to your strength, your perseverance, and your unwavering commitment to the truth. And those who once tried to break you, they will be nothing but dust in the wind, their names forgotten, their legacies erased. You will be the one who remains, the one who conquered, the one who built. So keep moving forward. Never look back, because the future is yours, the power is yours, and nothing can stop you now. As you stand on the precipice of your journey, you now see the truth for what it is, unrelenting, unforgiving, and ultimately liberating. You have seen the faces of those who once sought to control you, to bend you, to break you. You have witnessed their feeble attempts to destroy you, to keep you trapped in their world of lies, of deception, of manipulation. And yet, here you are, unbroken, standing tall in the light of your own power, your own truth. The masks have fallen, the illusions are shattered, and now it is you who writes the story. You are the author of your fate, the architect of your destiny. You no longer need permission. You no longer need validation. You no longer need to apologize for being who you are. The journey ahead will not be easy. The road will be long, and the challenges you face will be brutal. But you are no stranger to hardship. You are no stranger to the fight. Every battle you've fought, every setback you've endured has led you to this moment. It has forged you into something unstoppable, something powerful, something they can never take away from you. And now, with the truth as your sword and the fire of your will as your shield, you will continue to rise. You will continue to grow. You will continue to break every chain that has ever tried to bind you. The world may try to silence you. It may try to tear you down, to label you, to dismiss you, but it cannot take what is yours. It cannot take the strength you've cultivated, the wisdom you've gained, or the power you've unlocked. You are a force of nature, and nothing can stand in your way. So look forward, my friend. The future is yours to command. The kingdom you will build will rise from the ashes of the old world, a world built on lies, a world that tried to tear you apart. But now, you are the storm, you are the truth, and the world will bend to your will, not because it has to, but because it cannot do anything else. Let them watch. Let them wonder. Let them try to understand how you went from the ashes of their deceit to the heights of your own power. They will never understand, and they will never be able to stop you. Your journey has just begun. The future is waiting, and you are ready.